Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to the bonus video of Ape Escape 2. Last time, we caught the remaining monkeys in the game, and defeated Specter on the dark side of the moon. So with that said, let's get going. Okay, I think that you're not going to get any new dialogue if you continue the game from where you left off, but I want to be on the safe side. Nope, you get nothing. So, can we load the game? Yep, load. So we're gonna go over to basically my fully complete file. My practice file that I did. Can I save over it? Okay. So anyways, in regards to this, throughout the basically I stayed in the game, putting your coins in the gacha machine, and you can get some pellets or you can get some items. Basically, since I have everything, I'm only going to be getting just side items. Basically, explosive pellets. Let's see if we get one of the other ones. If we get one of the other dud items that are not explosive pellets. Yeah, as you can see, if you just really upgrade your explosive pellets, you can just go in. You can have so many pellets on hand. Basically, on the off chance this isn't basically tied to any items, you can get a game hint, some Specter proverb, basically just Specter's wisdom, where Specter basically states off some proverb or the like, and also some Natalie research advice, some Natalie research memo, which basically is a fun fact. There are 4 different RC chassis to collect. The sushi chassis is harder for the monkeys to detect. So basically, okay, so we're gonna go over here. First things first, we'll go over the RC cars. Basically, you can get once you get the RC car, over the course of the game, basically you have a chance of getting the other ones. You have the black RC car, which basically moves faster than your standard RC car. You have the tissue box, basically making it where it's pretty much invincible. Granted, it can still be crushed, fall off ledges and the like, but in terms of the monkeys, they're not going to break it. It's not like back in the ninja hideout where that one monkey just threw that shuriken, boom, destroyed our car. Sushi. Even a monkey will be fooled by it's like this. Basically, the monkeys are completely fooled by this. And then you get flan. Explodes in a gooey delicious mess. Basically meaning that when this one explodes, its explosion is bigger. Plus, it's just fun just driving around a plate of flan. Also from the machine, you can get comic strips. Basically little manga bits. An extra slice.
Time for watermelon!
Who didn't eat their slice?
Eh? Silly Pippachi! You know you can't eat watermelon yet! Oof! I completely forgot!
Sorry, I completely forgot! Jake gets nothing. The scent of banana. This is the banana ring. You attract monkeys with its scent.
Wow, let's try it! Here! No, it's not for you!
Frankly, if Specter saw that, he would be absolutely... I don't know if Specter saw that, I don't know if he would be offended or pleased, basically, where he's like, yes, of course you'd be drawn to it, it's a banana! Or if he'd be like, no! What are you saying, that we're like humans? Okay, you can really zoom in for those who want to see just the professor's face in its full glory. Girl hunting. Hello there! How are you today, ladies? Like to go for a drive in my car?
A car? How cool! Let's go! This is no car! Let me off!
And that's how Blue Monkey got on a list. Just the swagger of Blue Monkey. If only we all had the swagger of Blue Monkey. The leak in the roof. These leaks are just too much.
You there! Fix them now! Look at them go! They're using the scrap metal that I stole from the cars in the parking garage! Need some help?
With soulless Robo Jimmy.
Stop, you fool!
So is this Specter's vacation home? Yeah, so is this Specter's vacation home, or just his, or one of his many lairs? The little matchstick girl.
Would you like some matches? Poor girl.
Sorry.
Would you like some matches?
Poor girl, working out in the cold. Don't worry, I'll take some.
Really? Thank you so much.
Hey, mister. That's 1 million yen. Gobble it up. A macho match scam. Frankly, out of the two of them, I'd be more afraid of Pink Monkey, because basically, Red Monkey, he'll punch you in the face and he'll take your money and then he'll just go. Pink, on the other hand, she'll stab you with a knife, take your money, and then take you back to her lair so she can continue to torture you. Look at that face. Pink is just planning something that's more than basically just taking money. Multi-purpose stun club.
The stun club's great for catching monkeys. Jimmy! Give me that stun club now! Wow, you're catching monkeys too? Yeah! What a swing! Yeah! A clothesline!
The bowling tournament.
Wow, another strike! Yeah!
Looks like Jimmy wins again.
Yellow Monkey's a chance if he just stopped guttering.
Wait, what was that look on Specter's face just then? It's like, Specter's just, I don't know if he's angry or just really smug. He's like, yeah, that's right. Yellow Monkey's my ace in the hole. He is the key crown jewel of my bowling operation. Yeah! Yellow Monkey, scam! Yellow Monkey earns a surprise victory. Gracious me! First day of school.
Oh, the first day of monkey school. Uh-oh, are you feeling scared, little monkey? Yeah, I've been had.
Birth of an enemy.
Fast, you'll get yourself a pig. That had something evil. Put in my machine for 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then just Porkies. What, yellow? Yeah, frankly, just White Monkey committing unholy acts of terror. An amazing magic show.
A monkey magic show disarraying monkeys. Will they really be able to do it? He's gone! You cheated! You just used the monkey net!
A completely sealed room.
Oh, the doors are locked tight! This crime occurred in a perfectly sealed room!
Ook.
What the? You just slipped.
The race.
I won't lose this time, Jimmy! This time I have my turbo boots on! Time to activate Hyper Overdrive! Maximum Overdrive! Take that, Jimmy! That's too fast! I won!
His Specter's limbs are completely broken. He's in the hospital bed. He's unable to move. He is unable to eat solid foods because his jaw was completely shattered.
Worth it! Battle formation!
Ook eek.
Where's your weapon, Private? A shish kebab!
Miss Banana said,
Eek! Hey you! How dare you boil Miss Banana! I just farted.
Spinning specs.
Whoa! The room is spinning! How can you stand these glasses? Your eyes must be messed up! Ah!
The fact that Specter that the people with helmet did not create that mutation. That was all them. What are they putting in the water at Monkey Land? At Monkey Park? Monkey test.
A monkey test? This will be easy!
Select the banana that originates in Ecuador.
And then Specter, clearly it's it's B! The answer is always B for banana! I swear, how you humans managed to last this long, I don't even know.
Safety precautions.
Excellent! New safety monkey helmets! What makes them safe?
Geek. Airbag.
It's useless, you idiots!
Okay, that's all for the comic collection. And forgot to turn the timer on. Safety precautions. Yep. Okay. Art collection. So, anyways, Freaky Monkey 5, Monkey Blue, Monkey Yellow. Sorry, or rather, Yellow Monkey. Yeah, getting the Ape Escape 3 names mixed up. Yeah, you got Pink Monkey, where basically just absolutely capturing her unhinged nature. Where basically, yeah, you got just standard Pink Monkey. Yeah, here's the idle pose, and then you got Pink Monkey looking like something out of Sonic EXE.
Behold mine electric dildo!
Red Monkey, Jimmy, Pippachi, Jimmy and Pippachi, Natalie, the Professor. The Professor looks like he's just done with this. Just the Professor is giving off tired parent energy, where he's like, it's like his kid's dragged into some amusement park. He's like, I don't want to be here. It's hot out. I want to be home. I want to read the weather. Expressions. More Jimmy expressions. Pippachi. Though it's interesting to see that Pippachi may have been intended to not always have his peak point helmets. More Pippachi. Pippachi getting abused given some of those images. Yeah, Pippachi getting on his anger arc. Pippachi's about to just mug someone. We got Jimmy 2, with Jimmy looking like something that looking like a character out of Magic Pendule or Okage Shadow King. Jimmy 3. Yeah, personally I think that just they made the right move with switching up from this, because really just Jimmy would have looked too plain. He would have given off Ari energy. Though this one looks decent. Though the only thing is just the lights on the head. They kind of look like ears. Kind of reminds me of Luis from Bob's Burgers. Though, given how Jimmy's tinkering around with something, it could have been that he could have been another lab assistant for the Professor, basically, instead of basically, well, Jimmy. But then again, I think Jimmy's already a lab assistant, but just less technically minded. Jimmy 4, with Jimmy looking like some Masaru Diamond from the future. Jimmy 5 going to basically what we see Jimmy as nowadays, only with just a long sleeve jacket. Another design for Jimmy 6. And then basically combining the previous one with basically this one to form Jimmy 7, which we got in the game. Just another Jimmy and Pippachi one. This one would have actually been decent, would have been pretty solid as well. Though this looks like more like something that you'd see at Pumped and Primed. Same with this one. Then you got Jimmy 9, resembling Silver from from Pokemon. We're really, Jimmy looks like he's about to just start, instead of the screw the monkey net, Jimmy's going in with the lead pipe. He's gonna capture the monkey's souls by ending their existence. Jimmy's done. Basically, you pissed off Jimmy. He was taking a nap, and now he's gotta bash in some heads. He's gotta crack some skulls. Same with Silver Jimmy. And then you got Jimmy 10 looking like something out of Harvest Moon. And then you got Pippachi. Yeah, the dark line with Pippachi. Pippachi usurps Specter and becomes king of the monkeys. Another Pippachi sketch. Yeah, Pippachi being the original villain. Yeah, watch how Pippachi was originally intended to be a villain basically. Instead of you having Specter, you have it where Pippachi's just on a rampage. Pippachi 7, Pippachi gets clothes. Pippachi has to earn the pants. Got Natalie too. Jimmy 11. Got Spike. And Jake. And Jake was actually intended for this game, from the look of it. Which would have been interesting, basically having it where Spike and Jake step up for the mantle in the sequel. And then we got Charu from Ape Escape 1. Even though she makes 0 appearances in this game in any way, shape, or form outside of these sketches. And as you can see, she had a bunch of different iterations in this game. Where basically just going off looks similar to her Ape Escape 1, her Ape Escape 1 appearance, only with just blue instead of black and the same hairstyle. Then they were going with something that kind of resembles Sage from Sonic, even though this came out about more than a decade before Sage was ever a thing. Funnily enough, basically, if they would have went with this design and just put her in the game, it would have definitely been Sage, because basically she's a computer program. And then basically just a similar outfit to what she had in Ape Escape 1, basically just in terms of the basic design, though with different hair. And then basically just giving her just a more streamlined approach in Sketch 4. Even though she makes 0 appearances in the game. So it's interesting to know that they were probably going to intend to implement her in the same way that they did in the first game, where she would have been just saying, oh, hey, here's how many monkeys you gotta catch in this level. Instead of just Jimmy and Pippachi floating the void and getting the information out of nowhere. Then you get the professor giving off massive Dr. Wily vibes. His lab was destroyed one too many times. Apparently they were originally intending to put in a train stage, which would have been interesting. Another stage where basically potentially something for the Lost World, for the Lost Land stage. This one from Liberty Isle. Now this one's interesting because while no level like this while no area appears like similar to this appears in this game, this area was actually reused in Ape Escape 3 for one of the red monkey levels. Another level potentially this would be a Specter's hideout sort of stage. Possibly this one was for the Ninja hideout. And then we get the Pirates Cove one, with them originally intending to do it during the day. And a possible Paris level, or maybe some Parisian roller coaster sort of thing. Maybe this was originally intended to be another Specter level. That basically it's like, oh, Jimmy, Specter's held himself up in the Eiffel Tower. You gotta stop him. Though that would seem like something more along the lines of if they kept Spike as the primary character. And then basically some gondola level, some Venetian level. Okay, so we went through that. We went through that. We went through that. Okay, as for the jukebox. The jukebox is really neat in that basically if you want to listen to any of the great music from this game, you can basically do that. You can basically, and it is literally every song. Specter's theme, for instance, which only appears in cutscenes. And funnily enough, they had the time station one, the travel station. So yeah, you can actually play the song that we're currently listening to now. Okay, anyways, stage photo album. Liberty Park. There's something about Harley Quinn. There's something about Balboa. This is really interesting because this actually does hint at where you can find these secret monkeys. For example, there's Harley Quinn's spotlight. There's the windmill that we found Balboa. Port Calm, there's something about Manuel, the crate. Viva Ape Spania, there's something about Luis, though we can't see it. It's basically the back wall. Castle Frightmare, there's something about Arthur, the grave. Castle Frightmare, there's something about the invisible monkey, basically behind the fireplace. Vita Z Factory, there's something about Arnie, even though we can't see the vents. There's something about Leo in Casino City, the jukebox. Ninja Hideout, there's something about Boxer, the stone that basically is behind there. There's something about 3D, the crate. Lookout Valley, there's something about Livingstone, the stone. There's something about Aaron, the mermaid statue atop the rocks. Into the Monkey, there's something about Bruce Monkey at the end of the chamber in the pot. Simeon Citadel, there's something about Dolph, which basically the crate at the back. Panic Pyramid, there's something about Cleo, basically just smash the wall. There's something about Anthony, at Panic Pyramid again, basically in that room and just smashing the wall. Pirate Isle, there's something about Lee in the treasure chest in the back of the room there. Land of the Apes, there's something about Rupert, the igloo at the top of the hill right there. The Lost Valley, there's something about Emma, crate at the top of those steps. Skyscraper City, there's something about Rory behind the wall that's to the right. Skyscraper City, there's something about Jim. Yeah, this is weird because they're telling you about Jim and the like, but even though you have Dexter in that area, which basically means that when they were writing up this hint, originally Dexter was going to be named Jim. There's something about Buzz and Code Chimp, the UFO. There's something about Lister. Yeah, and basically originally he was originally named Lister instead of Lester. I guess they changed it to Lester because it's like, hey, it sounds better. And basically telling you about Goku. Go fight Goku. And then Tommy. And then Mega Monkey. So yeah, just even though you can get these, so basically with these photos, if you're having trouble finding the monkeys, the hidden monkeys, just go for it. Enemy photo album. Porky, a mix of a pig and a secret ingredient. The dirty. Blue Porky, watch out for his body slam. Armored Porky, without the helmet becomes Porky. Skeleton Swine, even bones can be broken with a good whack. Mohawk Porky, skeleton swine with a short temper. Tank Porky, watch out for the nose-fired shells. Tank Piglet, pig and tank combo. Flame Porky, it isn't easy dodging the flame. Tomato Bird, shreds enemies with a spinning claw attack. Eggplant Bee, watch out for the stinger. Pineapple Finch, cocktail of pineapple and finch. AAA Jellyfish, the shock attack is 1,000,000 volts. Wax Owl, can you blow this candle out? Wax Queen, wants to be a queen. Charred Chester, hates water more than anything. Well, I think a fist to the face might also be unpleasant for it. They might be slime. Your toupee is falling off. Lousy Rat, fastest rat in the West. Penguin, steers clear of tropical zones. Lone Boney M, helpless without the shield. Sky Bomber, the missile launcher is removable. Barbell Bomber, each steel ball weighs 1 ton. Puffy the Blowfish, Frankly, they missed a good opportunity, just naming it Hootie. I would have named this Hootie. The expansion of its body is a defense mechanism. Green Piranha can crush anything with his giant jaws. The Bombettes. Stunning moves make Pink Monkey shine. Space Can. What's that? I came to the wrong game? Submarine Look-alike. What? I came to the wrong game too? Robocong. We're saying ducks, I tell you. Secret photo album. The 3 disco monkeys. The only thing youthful is your afro. Rock, paper, scissors tournament. First comes rock. Then comes pain. Then comes rock. You beast. You hit me. Festival in the Forest. Fruits of trade. That's my purse. I don't know you. He can kick 5 times per second. He's learned from Bobby Hill. How much you want to bet that the secret photos all originate from this? They encountered this during testing, and they were like, we're keeping this. We're keeping this. We're making secret photos for everything. Oh my, I have a great idea. Quite close friends. Ride him, cowboy. Give it all you can. Gotcha. Happy Banana Gang. Funky Monkey Lovin'. This year's style. Advanced fun with costumes. Toilet incident. Beep-boo. Photo of 2. Natalie and Charu. Yeah, basically her only appearance in this game. This photo. Almighty Ski Gang. It is our duty to protect these snowfields and get run over with the snowmobile. CzarThwomp, could I possibly have a drink? Nice one. It opened. Advanced RC car. Sell it to me. Give me. I'll give you. Shut up and take my money. Debut concert. Turnabout. Turnout. 1 human, 3 monkeys. Yeah, Specter's tied up in a corner. Help me, please. Save me, Jimmy. Don't leave me with her. She does unholy things to me when you're not around. Look, you move your knees like this. Number 1, Ape World Champion. Number 1, Ultra Goliath armor. 5 seconds to return back to normal. Specter's entrance. Give it your best shot. Advanced strategy. Ouch! No! Please! I deal with that enough when Pink bursts into my room! Please, no! I built this lair to avoid this kind of stuff! Monkey cannon. This chassis is made from paper mache. Monkey oboe. The spine is for missiles. Robocow. You'd be surprised how much free time I have. Banana buffet research. Yeah, this tastes great. Robo-Ape. New weapon with the latest monkey technology. Legendary captain. Actually, I'm the one who sunk the ship. Quite a photo, eh? It's rumored that photos can cause nightmares. Sauna, anyone? Oh my god, this is the greatest! Advanced Skyflyer. Now I can fly all I want. Screw you, Professor, I got a working one! Everyone gather together. Say cheese! Robocong. His boogies are made from top-notch silicon. I'll never let you go. 2 monkeys that own the world, or so they hope. Gotcha. So you've given up, have you? So in regards to this photo actually you can actually see Specter like this when basically you fight Ultra Goliath in time trial mode. Basically, you defeat Ultra Goliath, Specter pops out, and then you can catch him as per normal. Both of them. I did it! Yeah, for a second I thought something was going on with Spike's eyes. I'm staying right here. I'll never give you my banana. Monkey versus Pudding. There's no way I'll let Pudding beat me. Flan. Monkey Statue of Liberty. I walked all the way here. The last straw. Were you spying on me? Break the sound barrier. So you think you're faster than me? Monkey Sauna. Peepo. Are you the driver? Peepo. Pippachi just runs over people in the streets. Pippachi just going on a murder spree. Underwater rendezvous. Let's be friends and swim together today. Ultimate confrontation. Hey, since when are tanks fair play? There's no stopping. It won't stop. You're not bad. This is sushi, isn't it? This is sushi, isn't it? It looks great. We're not friends. We're not friends anymore. Cool it down. Cool it down there. Getting a home run to the moon. Yeah, just sending it right back to Specter's base on the moon. Out for blood. I have a feeling I'm being watched. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Okay, Monkipedia. Harley Quinn, where am I? George, monkeys will rule the earth. Yeah, so as you can see, one of the weaker monkeys in the game. Libby, leave my bananas alone. Squat, why move? Henry, Siri, 1 banana a day for this? Cruiser, my mission is to guard this spot. Breezy Village, loser, she dumped me. Babudini, you'll never find me. Walter, I feel like I'm being watched. John, I've got sensitive banana skin. Krusty, I didn't do it! Balboa, I'm gonna get you. I can't imagine Balboa on the moon, basically. Balboa breaks out left. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fight Jimmy on the moon. And then it's like, Balboa, don't! There's no moon on the air! Well, if there's no moon on the air, that means there's no moon, no air for Jimmy. Sonny, Lucky, what's Jen doing? Monkachino, good from the first sip. Chili, where's Flea? B-Day, I've been doing this for 3 days. Jen, Cheeky Monkey. Punto, allo, senor. Lilo, I'm the chairman. Manuel, not yet, maybe later. Viva Ape Spania. Pogo, ow! Slope, I bet you can't climb this hill. Billy, you can't catch me, I'm banana-powered! Olay, no bull. Chutney, so long, thanks for all the bananas. Carlito, eat my dust. Bridget, I had too much sun. That is very relatable for me, because for me, whenever I'm out in the sun for too long, even if it's on a temperate day, I end up getting heat exhaustion. Allison, I have a bad feeling about this. Trip, can you tie my shoelaces? El Toro, nice outfit, eh? Annie, it's just too hot in here. Luis, I just can't control myself. Castle Frightmare, Arthur, I am the Knight, Banana. Virgil, I've seen you. The Invisible Monkey. Green potion? What green potion? Monk Quixote, I hate windmills. Van, where did he go? Dynamo. Pierce, I was so scared I wet my armor. Jumpy, what was that noise? Viv, here's this bomb for ya. Here, this bomb's for you. Count Monkula, thank you very much. Hyde, Monkey Maniac. Stein, behold Franken Monkey. Nana has tasted the forbidden. Uribe, in Vita Z, Vita Z, get your hands off my cargo. Bob, the laser gun will arrive tomorrow. Snap, Rhythm is a monkey. Ow, who let him have that gun? Chomp, I want my banana! Arnie, I have to go now. Phil, leader of the team. Pickles, once a monkey, always a monkey. Skippy, wave your opposable thumbs in the air. Pelvis has just left the building. Jessica, my arms have a life of their own. Vincent, Royale with cheese. Axel, my afro is my life. Jackson, don't blame it on the moonlight. Uzi, have you met my little friend? Bugsy, hard to kill. Leo, I'm gonna dance the night away. Ulysses, I want another banana smoothie, now! Apewood, make my day! Raymond, yes, we have no bananas. Vindy, that was one serious curry. Perrot, the light fantastique. Jester, who's the fool now? Bubbles, where's my special tent? Ninja hideout. Snooze, I'm just not awake today. Twiggy, what? This is a foolproof disguise. Harry, game over, man, game over. Saruchan, also known as the Shadow Banana. Duncan, ninja swimmer. Somnia, you just can't beat sleeping. Hideyoshi, I don't like dangerous stuff like this. Takashi, my banana is deadly. Stab you with a banana. Rapido, faster monkey, kill, kill! Florence, all monkeys are created equal. Bonobo, loves to hum. Boxer, have you seen such cool pants? Chuck, I've had enough. Mifune, obey me or regret the day you were born. Ledsky, I'll beat you 52 shades of black and blue. Harvey, my blanket will protect me. Which I don't remember catching him. Bernie, cold, it's brass. Okay, Snowball Mountain. Bernie, cold, it's brass monkey weather. Zebedee, I'm making the most of it. Gibber, I'm sure it said Hawaii in the contract. 3D, I've got all the latest gear. Monkey Claws, Rudolph is a bit sore today. Chili, my gun is frozen up. Parka, just hanging around. Raver, must keep warm. Elodie, grrr. David, Ski Technology Group. Blooper, great balls of snow. Rudy, I'm training for the Monkey Olympics. Eddie the Falcon, one-hit blunder. Zippy, the fastest thing on skis, not to be confused with Vippy. Okay, Lookout Valley, Olivia, just loves her black mamba. Allie, I'm the king of the ring. Sarah, come here and I'll bite you. Livingston, doctor, I presume. Rich, king of the monkey bars. Lily, like swinging. Gun, I'll blast you out of here. Gil, thinks she's a fish. Chris, I'm a big softie, really. Simeon Tell, shot a banana off the top of a monkey's head. The Blue Baboon, helmet, got his towel here first. Sandy, he kicked sand in my face. Gloria, Sun, Sea, Sand, Sea, and Simians. Michelle, I want to be a snail. Aaron, very cheeky monkey. Brad, serves up, dude. Moldy, the truth is out there, somewhere. Rick, it's just too hot. Montague, trapped here for quite some time. Shorty, a banana connoisseur. Speedy, I want to go swimming in the nude. Suze, it's her special week. John Paul, my latest outfit. Okay, enter the monkey. John Paul, my latest outfit, like it. Simsky, running to work. Barry, on a quest for a monkey weaker than him. Monkey Chan performs his own stunts. Marshall, wondering what hit him. Wesley has a black belt in origami. He'll give you a nasty paper cut, that's for sure. Chaz, the karate chimp. Chaz it up! Chaz it up! Chaz it up! Damon, no number of blows can faze him. Bruce Monkey, the way of the exploding banana. Tai Shing, an expert in the monkey fist. Johnny, smells something funny. Nassim, no one can beat me. Ming, the last ape emperor. Ryan, ah! Martin, I could do so much better. Jules, just loves to dance. James, tries really hard when girls are watching. Monk, loves action movies. Son Goku, you have done well to find me. Yeah, and then we caught him in 5 seconds. Daniel C. Ook, watch my back. Sly, Simeon Sandel, Sly. Veteran at Monkey Warfare. Norman, tooled up. Alec, just went to the restroom. Jonah, having a whale of a time. Mermonkey, check out the plastic castle. Colin, don't flick my switch. Nikki, a super speedy swimmer. Valhan, on duty. Dave, I'm gonna scope you out. Gonzalez, you won't see me for dust. Daly, training for Monkey Olympics. Ollie, just out for sushi. Dolph, it's like running the sack race. Tommy! The Tommy! A legendary monkey magician. Grace, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Jim, loves doing paw stands. Rex, this scope only detects moving enemies. Spruce, yippee-ki-yay! Woodward, natural born gorilla. Panic Pyramid, Piz, it's too hot to dance for long. Stu, join the Monkey Foreign Legion. Stevie, I can't handle the dark. Jimbo, he's planning something. Robert, great party last night. Uri, I need to change my pants. Eric, I'll get you. Curly, I just couldn't stop partying. Apparently there was a party at Panic Pyramid before Jimmy arrived. Chimpet, I won't let you go a step further. Dane, always bet on black. Slim, it's really dark in here. Cleo, this place is deserted. Spud, busy deciphering monkey glyphs. Anthony, I want my mummy. Becky, I can't see my feet. Gordon, I need a tonic. Sphinx, curse you! Pirate Isle, Pugwash, a life on the ocean waves. Bert, let me fire the cannon. Hawkins, I hate heights. Kelly, if I just reach out, I think I can touch the stars. Stephenson, nice long johns. Mel, what a sideshow. What's going on with that image? Oh, it's in the cannon. Sideshow Mel! Sideshow Mel! Dick, I'll shoot you if you come here. I'm warning you. Bradley, must get away. Spicy, no hidden passages here, no sir. Bonzo, that cannonball landed on my foot. Scratchy, I'm itching to get you. Vic, my world is spinning. Indy, I'll be safe here. Bobby, all fired up. Freddy, don't eat bananas before bedtime, otherwise you will have the terrors. Dennis, locked and loaded. Oliver, can I have some more? Captain Ook hates crocodiles. Jeffrey, I'm telling the truth, honest! Lee, the treasure is all mine, arr! Land of the Apes. Rupert, my feet are freezing. Put on some shoes. Though I can just imagine Specter banning shoes for his grunts. You don't wear shoes, they're for humans! We're not on their level! Craig, where's the towel boy? Hear no evil. Alright, do it in rhythm. Brian, can someone help me out of these? Smell no evil. 1, 2, 1, 2. Speak no evil. Who called us the three stupid brothers? Bones, I love a good soak. Mr. Frosty, forgot to get dressed this morning. Lynn, time and tide waits for no monkey. Lars, dreaming of frozen bananas. Stone, this monkey was frozen with a smile on his face. Seb, keep on running. Torval, I know I'm on thin ice. Dean, loves monkeys on ice. Monksky, look ma, no hands! Robinson, comes from a Swiss family. Murray, are these my elbows? Linz, ook, 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 eek. Felipe, how did I get here so fast? Mona, I can't believe I got stuck in this pose. Patrick, the night, the sky at night. The Lost Valley, homie. Bananas. Seriously, I just love all the references they do in Ape Escape games. Sam, I think the ground is moving. Grant, I got a bad feeling about this. Mervin, do you think it's safe here? Terry, I feel like lunch. Murdoch, on the lookout. Munko Polo, on a quest for a legendary banana. Emma, get me some tea now! Stumpy, my couch has termites. Baz, this program is just so wooden. Des, black pants are the way forward. Chrissy, I wish I could have gone to a hot spring too. Stanley, on the trail. Lewis, these gloves are not just for show. Prince, I'll never lose. Lunch, good boy Rex, fetch the stick. Orbit, come and get me. Babe, I want my daddy. Brendan, bad-mannered monkey. Oh, skyscraper says, sorry. Champ, no rematch. Dexter, used to own an island. Ricardo, breaks girls' hearts. Douglas, hates traffic. Cameron, mainstream. Slider, go on, you'll be fine. Spank, worn out. Oh my gosh! How that got past the censors? Din, born again idiot. Sue, you'll have to flush me out. Dum-dum, just don't ask. Jitter, espresso lover. Robson, gone bananas. Tater, I just can't get off this couch. Linda, I will tell you how to think. Eamon, 99th consecutive victory. Slacker, hey, only VIMs can enter here. Frank, go and get me a coffee. Rory loves frogs. Eubank, what's the problem? Miller had to clear his desk. Spacey, Unidentified Funky Gibeon. Ivor has a big gun, though Jimmy's is bigger. Wait, was he on one leg? No. Cochimp, Kiki. He's Mimi's partner. Cole, I love air travel. The fact that they took that one mid-air. Mimi, her dream was to join the UFO Guard. Tanjobi, victory sure would be nice. Man, yeah, just dissing your Roby. Major, disaster. E-bike, I just love to fire my G-gun. Corporal, awaiting punishment. Sloth, I'll get down one day. Heston, I'll blast you off my planet. Buzz, I've got beautiful view of the banana. Matt, I'm working overtime again. Gale, loves figs. The Chimpinator, I'll be back. Sylvester, this monkey thinks he's number one. Sandra, in charge of the monkey. Boots, I'm off. I don't get paid enough for this. Sinclair, eccentric genius. Keeble, the best professor yet. General, disorder. Laura, why? Give me back my bananas. The cleaner, you call for my services? Lardy, on the moon base. Which one to eat first? Tom, launch successful. Willie, believes an asteroid is coming. Ham, that's no, Ham, that's no moon. Ape Strong, one giant leap for monkey kind. Chelsea, flying high up in the sky. Ape 01, what do you think you're doing? Quark, 3001 Space Monkey. Chew Monkey, I forgot my helmet. Kenobape, Ape Walker, feel, don't think. Apester, now I am the master. I'm not thinking at all. Neo, there is no banana. Scotty, still waiting for his beamer. Bobo, bounty hunter. Lester, where did I leave my suit? Ukas, his major work is Monkey Wars. Sulky, I can't believe what is happening. Guy, the coolest monkey around. Mega Monkey, the monkey's secret weapon. Okay, and now we get to go and do Monkey Fables. So, I'm sorry, I have to use the restroom. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, it's just that I thought that this was going to be a lot shorter. But no worries. We're here. And we're going to keep on going. Okay, but wait, is my audio, is it still good? Yep. Okay, good. Monkey Fables 1, Monkey Taro. Now, the Monkey Fables are the main reason why I wanted to do the bonus this way, because getting all the fables can be time consuming, because you don't get just the entire fable. You get each fable one piece at a time, and a good chunk of these fables are multi-parts. Monkey Taro. A long time ago, there lived a great monkey named Monkey Taro. An old lady monkey found him after he'd been born inside a giant banana. One day, the old lady monkey and her husband gave him 3 bananas and pushed him out the door, telling him not to come back until he defeated the ogre that was ravaging the capital. And don't forget the ogre's treasure, he was told. Although he'd been charged with the task of defeating this ogre character, he hadn't the slightest idea where to find him. While he was searching for the ogre, it grew dark and Monkey Taro lost his way. He decided to eat the 3 bananas the old lady monkey had given him. He was still hungry, but lay down at the base of a tree and slept there for the night. The next day, he tried to ask a passing boy about the ogre's whereabouts, but the boy did not understand a single word that he said. Seeing that the monkey was flustered, the boy, for some reason, handed him a dango, traditional Japanese delicacy. It's nice of them to basically give you a little bit of an little bit of a lesson in this sort of thing. Frankly, just gave him a donut. The half-starved monkey Taro was overjoyed and chomped away on the delicious dango without the slightest show of manners. After finishing the dango, Monkey Taro decided to follow the young boy for the time being, as he hadn't a clue about the ogre's whereabouts. Soon the boy met a dog, and then a pheasant, who were both looking quite distraught. The boy gave them each a delicious dango and helped them find their way. Monkey Taro was very impressed by the boy's show of kindness. After a few days, the group led by the boy and Monkey Taro rowed a boat across the sea to an island inhabited by countless ogres. This reminded Monkey Taro that it was his job to defeat the ogre, and so, with the help of the boy and the dog and the pheasant, he began a fierce fight with the ogre. After a fierce fight, the band were victorious and took with them a huge amount of treasure as their own reward. After the group returned to the capital, they began bickering over dividing up the spoils. Monkey Taro put up the fight of his life, but in the end, the boy ran off with every last nugget of gold. Fearful of the old monkey couple's wrath, he decided against returning home, instead selling himself to the circus, where he spent the remainder of his days entertaining children with his unique low-flying chimp routine. The end. Monkey Taro 2. A long time ago, there lived an old monkey couple. They lived joyously together for many years, but they were very saddened by their lack of a child. One day, Old Man Monkey went to the mountains to fetch bananas, and Old Lady Monkey to the river to wash pans. The Old Lady Monkey began doing the washing in the river, when, much to her surprise, a giant banana came drifting by. But she wasn't hungry in the least, so it mattered little to her. 2 days later, a rotting monkey was found floating near the shore further down the river. The monkey who cried Jimmy. Yeah, this goes to show you that the monkeys viewed Jimmy as some demon. A long time ago, there lived a monkey who told lies all the time. He was such a terrible liar that all the monkeys in the town ceased to trust anything that he said. One day, he was busy lying, just as he always did, when he spied Jimmy thundering towards the town. He tried his best to warn everyone, "Jimmy's coming! Jimmy's coming!" But no matter how much he shouted and screamed, not a soul listened. So he had no choice but to run from the town by himself. Every last monkey was captured by Jimmy, and the town was finished. The liar monkey lived out his years comfortably in a faraway town. Monkerella. Monkerella was a beautiful monkey with adorable big eyes. Fair Monkerella was most popular in town. A very high price was listed in the poster of her that was found all over town, and when the shopkeepers spied her, they quickly closed up shop, awed by her greatness. Monkerella, quite simply, was the talk of the entire land. One day, the banks were giving her money, which she was always most pleased about, when a friend told her about a party. She had always wanted to pay a visit to the castle, and so she asked an old war-covered witch to prepare her a magical horse and a carriage. The warty old witch obliged, and her ride was secured. Monkerella crept quietly into the grounds of the castle in her magic carriage, but the guardsmen simply would not leave her alone. Every last one of them, wishing for a dance with the young monkey whose hands were full of bags of gold, chased after her with the utmost vehemence. The distressed Monkerella had no choice but to escape in her carriage, but during the fuss, she dropped her monkey helmet. The next day, the prince made an order to find the monkey who perfectly fitted the lost monkey helmet, and bring her to the castle. The demure Monkerella was reluctant to admit that she was the owner of the helmet, but the castle guards came to her home and insisted that she try it on. She was dragged by both arms off to the town square, gently. At the town square, the monkey helmet was placed on each of a long line of monkeys, standing quietly in anticipation of their fate. Soon, it was Monkerella's turn. To her, it felt as if the whole crowd was glaring, and frankly, she would have felt much better to have left immediately. But when the gracious guardsman wrenched her hands behind her back, she had little choice but to allow the helmet to be placed upon her. Surprise, surprise! It fit her perfectly, In her heart, she was ever so pleased, but much too shy to show it. When the guardsmen began escorting her to the castle, she could no longer contain herself, and tears of happiness flowed over her rosy cheeks. After that, she would spend the rest of her days living in the castle. Every last monkey was overjoyed that Monkerella had found her new eternal home. Ape Taro. A long, long time ago, there lived a young monkey named Ape Taro, an eccentric young primate. He spent most of his time diligently fishing, despite the fact that he had the slightest taste for fish. One day, Ape was walking along the beach when he spied some young rascals tormenting a sea turtle. Ape was usually not one for getting involved, but he simply could not pass up a chance to snatch the luscious-looking banana the rascals had with them. He cast a net quite athletically upon the kids, fully entangling them. Without much effort, he had one top banana. Ape was shamelessly indulging himself in the bright yellow banana when the sea turtle began to speak to him. Despite being a talking ape himself, he didn't feel very comfortable about a talking turtle. But as he finished his banana, and he didn't have much else to do, he decided to oblige this strange turtle. Doing as the turtle told him, Ape rode upon his shell to the bottom of the sea. Once there, they were greeted with more schools of fish than you could imagine, and a princess. The princess and the fish sang and danced for Ape as they were quite thrilled that he'd saved the turtle. No expense was spared in their sacrificial servings of sashimi and tempura, delicate raw fish and fried vegetables. The taste was unbelievable. Alas, as we know, Ape didn't have a stomach for fish, and so he left it quite untouched. He put in a special order for banana, but was told that they had no such thing in the sea. Ape thoroughly disappointed, decided to return home. Before he left, the princess gave Ape a gift. It was a chest that she told him that he must never open. He was, of course, pleased by her kindness, but quite frankly, a gift that one cannot open may as well be no gift at all. So after returning to the beach, he threw it straight back into the sea where it likely belonged and went home. Unfortunately, for centuries, no fisherman could ever catch a single fish from the sea into which the mysterious chest was thrown. The end. Basically, this story has basically the same roots as the whole Dragon Palace arc in Okami, where basically just the chest that contains the aging tears. The Grateful Monkey. A long time ago, a professor lived all by himself. He conducted research in his home on the mountainside, but he was quite unsuccessful and never managed to create anything that earned him a single penny of income. One day, during his usual walk, the professor noticed a monkey caught in a monkey trap and crying quite miserably. The professor felt sorry for the poor monkey, and so he freed him from the vicious trap. The monkey was overjoyed and bowed to him countless times before returning home to the mountains. That night, just as the professor was getting ready for bed, there was a knock on his door. When he answered it, he was surprised to find a little boy wearing a monkey helmet. The little boy wearing the monkey helmet had apparently lost his way and was searching for shelter for the night. The kind-hearted professor gladly offered to let the boy stay in his home. The next day, the boy told the professor that if he could stay a little bit longer, it would give him a chance to show his gratitude, but the professor must never look inside his room. In almost no time at all, large sums of money began pouring into the professor's account, and before he knew it, his life had changed mysteriously from rags to riches. However, the professor could not help but wonder about the boy. Both day and night, a strange glow radiated from under the door of his room, and eventually the professor could not stop himself from taking a look inside. Inside the room was a little helmeted monkey staring into a glowing computer screen. The monkey was engaged in day trading, which was all the rage at the time. The professor quietly closed the door, yet nowadays, the monkey would be starting a crypto scheme. The next morning, the boy didn't come out of his room. When the professor went to enter his room, all he found was a one-page letter. It read, "Since you have seen my true form, I can no longer stay in your home. As my final thanks, please sell these stocks to raise some money." However, these stocks had already plummeted after an embezzlement controversy and some gambling fiascos. Frustrated and lonely, the professor became addicted to day trading and was soon poorer than he had ever been. The end. The Wise Monkey. A long time ago, there was a monkey named Ukiyo who resided in a temple. Excuse me. One day, Ukiyu was up to monkey business in the forest when the head monk caught him. The head monk managed to use this to trick him into joining the temple, but in fact, Ukiyu had an incredible intellect, so much so that even the shogun himself had taken notice of his sharp mind. To be frank, he really didn't give a monkey's butt about what people thought of his intellect, and could more appropriately be described as a loafer than a wise monkey. But in any case, one day he was called to the castle by the shogun, as he always was. In his heart of hearts, he would much rather have a seat at home, twiddling his thumbs, but since he was the shogun, he felt compelled to take notice. When he reached the bridge that led to the castle, there was a sign that read, "This bridge shall not be crossed." It would seem that the shogun had called upon him for a battle of intellect, but as you may have guessed, Ukiyu couldn't care about such matters, and so without skipping a beat, he simply swam across the moat. It didn't occur to him what the shogun had in mind. Ukiyo reached the castle, where the shogun stood before a painted folding screen. Awaiting his arrival, the shogun told him that every night the tiger painted on the screen would leap out of the picture and terrorize the castle, and that he hoped Ukiyo would know what could be done about it. Although he kept it to himself at the time, Ukiyo really wondered if the old shogun was one sword short of a set. Of course, the shogun was hoping that he could challenge the famous Ukiyo's intellect. But as Ukiyo hadn't the slightest interest in such games, he pulled out a lighter out of his pants and set fire to the folding screen. The fire grew to a considerable size, causing quite a panic. On the way out the door, Ukiyo stopped off at the castle vault, snatching what he could take and thus ensuring a comfortable retirement. The end. Little Red Monkey Helmet. A long time ago, there was a beautiful young monkey who looked lovely in her monkey helmet. So much so that she was called Little Red Monkey Helmet by all those who knew her. She loved searching the forest for mushrooms and bananas of unusual and, well, quite wretched colors. One day, Little Red Monkey Helmet was told there was a man who had an assignment for her. When they met, Little Red didn't even offer her hand. She kept a good distance, narrowed her eyes, and icily inquired, "What's the job, pal?" Fearing for his life, the man shook in his boots, but he knew that this was a task that only Little Red Monkey Helmet was capable of performing. Little Red Monkey Helmet's assignment was to deliver a banana to an old lady living in the forest. After confirming that a direct deposit had been made to her offshore bank account, Little Red immediately prepared to set out. She bought only the things that she would need: her purse, basket, a map of the forest, and an AK-47. Walking through the forest, Little Red Monkey Helmet met a big bad wolf. "Hello, and where are you going, little monkey?" he said. "To the old lady's house," replied Little Red. "Ooh, how now you be careful." You could have heard a pin drop in the forest as Little Red waited for the wolf to pounce, but he did nothing. Little Red was safe. Finally, she arrived at the old lady's house. When Little Red stepped inside, the old lady was asleep in her bed, and then Little Red noticed the old lady had strangely large ears. "Old lady, why are your ears so big?" She was sound asleep. When Little Red looked closer, she noticed that the old lady had a huge mouth. "Old lady, why is your mouth so big?" "Old lady!" "Whoa, don't scare me like that, little girl." After Little Red gently awoke the old lady, she leaned over to give her the banana. As she moved closer, the old lady turned out to be no old lady at all. She was the big bad wolf. She was the big wolf that Little Red had met in the forest.
Where's the old lady?" said Little Red.
"She moved away last month," replied the wolf.
"Don't lie, you ate her, didn't you?"
Little Red, you see, had quite an imagination, and something told her that this wolf was up to no good. Well, at least that's what Little Red thought. Little Red Monkey Helmet glared at the wolf and slowly and deliberately began cracking her knuckles. Crack! Crack! She was pleased when she spied sweat pouring from the wolf's brow. She taught him a good lesson, force-fed him the banana, and sent him hightailing it off to the forest. The poor wolf was traumatized by the whole thing. The end. Monkarella 2. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young monkey named Monkarella, who was very poor. Monkarella always worked very hard, despite being constantly tormented by her mean-spirited sisters. One day, word came that there would be a splendid ball at the castle, and one by one, the ladies of the land were invited. all except for poor Monkerella. On the night of the ball, Monkerella was at home alone, singing miserably while still dreaming of attending. Then, all of a sudden, a magician appeared and, with the wave of a wand, provided her with a banana carriage and a beautiful flowing dress. The young Monkerella, ecstatic about her change of fate, boarded the carriage and headed for the castle. Even the banana carriage smelled simply wonderful. The seats, the door, the interior, everything was made of bananas. Monkerella was truly overwhelmed, so she bit straight into the seat. Sometime later, when she arrived at the castle, she had grown to the size of a small sumo wrestler. However, by the satisfied look on her face, it seemed that she didn't mind. The end. The monkey statue. A long, long time ago, there was an old couple who lived together happily. On New Year's Eve, the old man went to town to sell some monkey helmets so that he could buy rice cakes. The monkey helmets were his grandfather's invention, but they rarely worked well, and as such they never really caught on. The old man decided to go back home and was quite disappointed he had sold so few helmets. He took the scenic snow-covered walk home, carrying the heavy load of monkey helmets. Along the way, he suddenly noticed a row of 6 little monkey statues by the side of the road. The statues' heads were covered in snow and looked very, very cold. You must be so cold all the way out here." As he said that, the old man brushed the snow off their heads and placed the leftover monkey helmets on them. Unfortunately, there were 6 statues and only 5 monkey helmets. One last little statue was left without cover from the snow, so the old man took off his own monkey helmet and placed it on the statue. Finally, the old man arrived home. When he told his wife about the little monkey statues, she looked angry. He was a little apprehensive about what this look meant, and even tried to appease her by telling her that she looked very nice in her kimono. However, the old lady was not moved, and stayed silent, although it was nice to hear such a thing once in a while. The old lady still seemed upset, but the old man decided to leave her, and let her sleep on it. It wasn't an ideal solution, but you see, this is how people often solve things. After a while, a sound was heard coming from outside. It sounded as if something large had been dropped outside the door. When they had looked outside, they found a bundle of fashionable women's clothes. Some of them were almost embarrassingly sexy, but they fit the old lady perfectly. The old man's cheeks turned bright red. "You're such an old fox. You shouldn't have. It wasn't me." A special feeling entered the air. When they looked off into the distance, they could see the light of a single monkey helmet. It seemed as if the little monkey statue had brought the clothes to express his thanks to the old man. Thanks to the little monkey statue, the old man and the old woman were on good terms once again. According to their neighbors, the lights were on very late that night. Yeah, basically, moral of the story: you help, you give to charity, you're gonna get laid. The gold and silver bananas. A long, long time ago, there lived a professor who was a diligent inventor, but despite his talents had always remained poor. One day, he went out into the forest to collect wood as usual. However, this time, he came across a beautiful fountain right in the middle of the forest. Sorry, I'm just a little out of it. He'd grown hungry on his walk, so he decided it would be nice to have his lunch there. The professor finished his lunch and was about to bite into his wonderful banana dessert when his hand slipped and plop went the banana right into the fountain. The professor, however, could not swim, and so he could do nothing but sob miserably by the side of the fountain. All of a sudden, a beautiful goddess arose from the depths of the water. The beautiful goddess asked the professor, "The banana you have lost, was it gold or was it silver?" The honest professor told her it was neither, and then the fair goddess handed the professor both a gold and silver banana. The penniless professor was, of course, quite overjoyed with his luck. However, someone other than the professor also knew the secret of the fountain, for a little monkey hiding had witnessed the entire scene. The monkey was quite excited to have discovered a fountain that turned one banana into 2. Once the professor left, he threw his own banana into the fountain. And sure enough, the beautiful goddess arose from it. "The banana you have lost, was it gold or was it silver?" Aping the professor, he replied with a shake of his head. The kind goddess smiled and handed him both gold and silver bananas. The monkey was quite thrilled, and he began eating the bananas right then and there. But as you know, one cannot eat gold or silver bananas. The unknowing monkey thought that the goddess had tricked him out of his banana. His monkey helmet shone bright red, showing his anger. He took both bananas and threw them straight at her, gave her a concussion. She fell into the pool and drowned and met a watery end. This made the goddess very, very sad, which you could see in her eyes. She then gave the monkey 2 real bananas instead. This, of course, made the monkey as happy as can be. The goddess watched the monkey dash away and was glad that he seemed quite pleased, but she found it all quite strange. If only he were to sell the gold and silver bananas, he could eat as many bananas as he liked. Oh well, to each his own, she reasoned, and disappeared from view, a little more confused than before. It's like that one Simpsons joke where Homer, he's looking for a peanut, he finds $20, he's like, oh, I want a peanut! Wait, with money I can buy peanuts. The never-ending banana. The monkey princess, who was born from a banana, was well known in the capital as an unparalleled beauty. Monkeys came from across the land to court her. Each day, the wait to meet her was at least 5 hours long. However, the princess already had her heart set upon her true love, and so she turned away each and every one of these hopeful monkeys. Despite this, 3 of them would not give up, no matter what she said. In order to make these persistent monkeys give up, she told them she would marry them if they could complete a challenge. She told the first monkey to bring her a banana that would never burn. To the second, a banana that would not break. And to the third, a banana that could be repeatedly eaten but would reappear. The 3 monkeys, knowing that it was an impossible quest, nevertheless set out in search of their bananas. 3 years later, much to the surprise of the princess, all 3 monkeys returned from their quests. One with a banana that would not burn, one with a banana that would not break, and one with a banana that would always reappear after being eaten. The princess was by now very nervous. She tested the first banana. It did not burn. The princess, quite at a loss, decided to gobble up this monkey's banana, then sent him away, close but no banana. Next, she tested the second banana. It was unbreakable. Seeing this, the princess took a deep breath and swallowed the banana whole. Finally, she turned to the never-ending banana. Sure enough, it reappeared once she had finished eating. So the princess ate it again and again. Years passed, and the princess refused to stop testing this final banana. She ate it again, and still again. By this time, she was huge, far beyond the size of a large ape. Once again, she was famous across the land, but for quite a different reason. And once again, the wait to see her was 5 hours long. The end. The Monkey Village. Deep in the forest, far from human civilization, there was a monkey village. One year, the monkeys were busy collecting bananas in preparation for the coming winter. The leader of the monkeys, Specter, played all day without lifting a finger, only barking orders at all the lesser monkeys. One day, as winter was drawing near, the monkeys harvested the necessary supply of bananas to tide them over in the winter months. Just then, Specter arrived and told them that he would sing for them as their reward. His singing was as bad as his character, but the monkeys, exhausted from work and glad to be finished, were easily drawn in and were glad to join the party. The party lasted for 3 days and 3 nights. As the party reached its end, the monkeys noticed the first flakes of snowfall. It was winter, and all they had left was one single banana. Just one. Snow had begun falling. How would the monkey village get through this winter? Would they survive? And then they all died. The end. The 3 little monkeys. Once upon a time, there were 3 little monkey brothers, who had escaped from a professor's laboratory and run off into the forest. The eldest brother was lazy, the middle brother was unreliable, but the youngest brother was quite a diligent fellow, always collecting enough bananas to make up for his 2 older siblings. One day, when the youngest monkey was out collecting bananas, he noticed a monkey running around in a frenzy. When he asked the monkey what was the matter, it seemed that a giant Jimmy armed with a monkey net was lurking in the area. Hearing that, the youngest brother ran home as fast as he could to warn his older brothers of the danger. After sharing the news with his brothers, the 3 of them began constructing houses to protect themselves from the terrible Jimmy. The eldest brother quickly gathered up some straw and slapped it together on the spot. The middle brother built a house with wood, and the youngest brother found some bricks and labored hard to build a sturdy house. A few days later, the dreaded Jimmy reached the homes of the 3 brothers. The first house of straw could not even stand up to Jimmy's body slam attack, so his brothers ran to the next brother's house. However, the wooden house was vulnerable to Jimmy's stun club, and so the 2 brothers had to scramble to the youngest brother's house of brick. Unfortunately, the brick house was still under construction. All three were captured together. The end. Jack and the Banana Stalk. Once upon a time, on the far outskirts of a human town was a poor monkey village. The monkeys who had lived there existed in terrible poverty. They only had one banana each a day. One day, the monkeys finally ran out of bananas and left for the town to try to sell their very last pairs of pants so that they could buy food. A monkey named Jack was chosen to go to town, so he loaded every last pair of pants onto a cart and set out. On the way, he met a lone professor. The professor felt much pity when he saw the anxious look on young Jack's face, and so he offered to give Jack a bioengineered banana seed in exchange for the cart full of monkey pants. Jack realized he had nothing to lose, and the professor seemed honest, so they made the trade. Jack arrived home with a big smile on his face and eagerly showed his fellow monkeys the great banana seed. His comrades were furious that he had not brought back even a single banana for them to eat, so they thrashed the poor misguided fool. Young Jack, depressed and alone, made his way to the back of a shack and planted the seed. When he woke up the next day, everyone had gathered at the back of the shack and they were creating quite a stir. To everyone's tremendous surprise, a great banana stalk had grown from the seed planted the previous day, so great that it stretched up to the very clouds. Everyone was absolutely thrilled. Jack quickly jumped onto a nearby branch and climbed the beanstalk. He found countless bunches of giant bananas, so large they must have been 1 ton or more each. Jack was overjoyed and began to shake the banana stalk vigorously. Jack knew that everyone was waiting with empty stomachs at the base of the banana stalk, so after he had knocked down every last banana, he climbed back down in great anticipation. However, back on the ground, nothing could be found except for dozens and dozens of giant bananas. There was not a single monkey in sight, so Jack began waiting, eagerly awaiting the return of the village folk. But none came back, not for all of eternity. The end! Jimmy and Pippochi. Once upon a time, a young boy named Jimmy lived in poverty with the little monkey Pippochi. Pippochi was a little monkey he had found lost in the forest, and they lived happily together. One day, when they went out into the fields, Pippochi suddenly pointed to the ground, wanting Jimmy to dig. Although it seemed strange, he did just that, and sure enough, there was a huge supply of bananas buried in the soil. As we know, Jimmy and little Pippochi were quite poor, so they were quite ecstatic about this banana find. So ecstatic that they were oblivious to the monkeys nearby who had been hiding in the shadows watching. They quickly ate the pair's actions, but all they found when they dug were rotten bananas. Feeling tricked, they flew into a rage, envious of the lucky pair. They gave Pippochi a whack, which made him cry loudly. As soon as Pippochi began crying, the very ground upon which his tears fell began sprouting banana trees. Again, Jimmy and little Pippochi were overjoyed with this stroke of luck. The monkeys, seeing this, were now sure that if they cried too, they would have their own banana trees, so they began slamming their heads against rocks to cry. No matter how hard they tried, nothing came of their tears, and their heads were soon covered with bumps and bruises. The monkeys were angered as never before, and so that night, they came and ate every last banana on the banana tree. When the pair woke up in the morning, they were sorely disappointed, for not a single banana remained for them to eat. With nothing better to do, they planted the banana peels in their farm, and from whence they planted the peels outspread many beautiful flowers. Just then, a kindly professor strolled by and was quite pleased by the beautiful flowers, and gave the pair many wonderful gifts. The monkeys, seeing this, spread banana peels on the ground, across the ground, but the professor slipped upon them. The monkeys once again became angry, but this time the professor was angry too, and so he caught them all up and warped them away with his gotcha net. Tumbleochi. Once upon a time, there was a tiny little Pippochi who was just 3 centimeters tall. He was called Tumbleochi, and he had traveled by boat from land to land, armed with a needle. He was a very brave little Pippochi who punished evil wherever it was found. More than punished, actually, he crushed it, and without ever saying a word. It was even rumored that on occasion, people who were not at all evil got in the line of fire. But despite that, he was generally well liked across the land. One day, Tumbleochi was sailing around and round in his boat, as usual, when he spotted a beautiful princess who was being pursued by a giant monkey. Within seconds, Tumbleochi, without uttering a word, moored his boat. He may have been small, but his reputation was well deserved. As soon as the princess saw Thumbolochi coming off the boat, she pleaded to him for help. The giant monkey, disgusted by the popularity of such a puny fellow, attempted to crush the tiny thing with a stomp of his foot. But the daring Thumbolochi would have none of it. He deftly dodged the attack and then proceeded to climb right up the monkey's leg. Thumbolochi dived inside the monkey's pants and poked and poked. Poked at the front, poked at the back, poked all the areas that should only be ever treated gently. The giant monkey was in agony and threw off his pants and ran away as fast as he could. The princess, now safe from harm, searched inside the giant monkey's pants and found Thumbolochi along with a great treasure, a wish-granting monkey helmet. When the princess shook the monkey helmet, little Thumbolochi grew and grew. When the princess saw the brave Thumbolochi at full size, she now knew that what had made him so strong, for Thumbolochi was in fact a peepo mech. And so Thumbolochi picked the princess up and put her on top of his head, and they set up to defeat evil in unknown lands. The end. The monkey's new clothes. A long time ago, there lived an old professor who was a tireless inventor, always hoping to discover something that would become his big break, but for some reason he never quite succeeded. One day he was in town on some errands when he noticed a poster that had attracted a great crowd. The professor stepped over to the poster, which read, "Make me a pair of monkey pants unlike any other, and you shall be rewarded handsomely." This turned out to be a message from King Specter, who wished for a rare pair of monkey pants. The professor saw this as a golden opportunity and rushed home to begin preparations. The professor had a poor eye for fashion, so instead concentrated on originality. He decided that he would create a unique pair of monkey pants that would be visible only to the monkeys. This was a great gamble for the professor, for he spent much precious capital on the design of the pants. This decision did, however, pay off. After much toiling, he had some fine pants that only monkeys could see. Finally, the day came for Specter to select the winning pair of pants. Every pair of pants was splendidly designed and had fine features. To be honest, the professor was quite worried. However, the moment Specter set eyes on the professor's pants, he fell immediately in love with these undergarments and told the professor he had won. Specter, very pleased that he had acquired a very splendid pair of pants, gave the professor the promised handsome reward. It was a chest packed full of bright and shining gold. Unfortunately, this was gold that was only visible to monkeys. And so the professor returned to his life as a humble inventor, just as poor as ever. The end. The giant banana stalk. Our story takes place on a hot summer's day in a monkey village. This village had thus far survived by selling the milk from its cows, but the cows had recently ceased to produce milk. After much debate, the monkeys decided that they had no choice but to sell the cows. A monkey named Jack was charged with the task of herding the cows to town to sell them, and on his way happened upon an old professor. The old professor gave a smooth talk about a newly discovered bean, and Jack was quite taken in. Before he knew it, he was without one cow and left with only a single bean in his hand. When he returned, his starving friends gave him quite a telling off. As he was hit and kicked, the mysterious bean slipped from his grip and landed in the garden. The next day, Jack found a great banana tree growing from that garden, a great banana stalk that extended far into the sky. Jack climbed up the banana stalk all by himself, eventually reaching the clouds. There he found bundles and bundles of great giant bananas. Jack, thrilled by the sight, quickly sunk his teeth into the juiciest looking of them. Jack, who was exhausted from both starvation and the scorching summer weather, forgot even about the passage of time, were quite lost in his endless feast of giant aromatic bananas. When Jack finally finished every last banana, he went back down the beanstalk in rather depleted spirits. He reached the ground and returned to his home, but when he announced his arrival, there was no reply. When he went inside his room, there were two monkeys sitting face to face, long since passed away. The calendar on the wall read December. The end. Yeah, just Jack and the Beanstalk parodies. Everyone dies. Now this one is actually unique because unlike the other stories, which are parodies, this one is actually entirely unique. Nightmare scenario. After taking the now powerless Specter back to the zoo, Spike had returned to his normal life. Or so he thought. When he went to the park, the children were reading Monkerella. Which one? But that's, yeah, for a second I thought that was a trademark sign next to Monkarella. But that's not at all. The Statue of Liberty was a giant monkey holding a banana. Does this mean that some monkeys were left in the past? Oh no, screamed Spike and rushed off to the laboratory. Professor! The professor turned his head, but he was a monkey. Then Spike heard an all too familiar voice. He turned towards the monitor, and it was Specter.
Young Spike, you did well to stop my grandfather, Specter, from completing his mission, he said.
Specter went on.
I've taken it as my mission to pick up where Grandpa Specter left off. I'm going to make this world a monkey paradise. It's called the New Primate Doctrine. To start with, I sent a monkey back in time to take the professor's place, so he's turned into one of us. As you can see, I could have changed you too, but you're not worth it.
As it turns out, the monkeys that Spike had missed had saved the monkey helmet and put it on Specter's grandson, who was the monkey on the monitor. Though this doesn't make any sense considering Ape Escape 1's story, because in Ape Escape 1, Specter was only returned to the monkey park after Spike captured all of the monkeys. Damn you, Specter! I'll go back in time and catch those monkeys, yelled Spike. Specter sneered.
Oh, will you? With what army? You don't have a time machine, a single gotcha gadget, or even a professor to help you. I'm going to keep sending monkeys back in time, so don't be surprised if your surroundings gradually become slightly primitive. And don't worry, I'll never change you. You'll have the pleasure of the torment of being the last human alive.
Specter's plan seemed infallible.
Ta-ta, Spike! I'll be going back to the future now. Have fun struggling hopelessly here in the miserable present. Sorry, kid.
And then Specter Jr. was gone in a white flash. Damn it, I can't let this happen. There must be something I can do here in the present. Spike thought long and hard. That's it. I don't have a time machine, but the present leads to the future. Spike thought to himself, the monkeys that put the monkey helmet on Specter Jr. must be somewhere here in the present. If I catch all the monkeys in the world, then I can prevent this. I can start with the Statue of Liberty. The monkeys responsible for that must be around somewhere. I'll catch every last one of them. And so Spike set out to catch the monkeys. One day, he was just about to catch an old graying monkey when that despicable Specter Jr. turned up again.
Well, Spike, you've certainly come much further than I expected you would. Now, I don't know how you got a hold of that gotcha net, but it won't matter anymore. For now, I'm turning you into a monkey.
Darn you, stop this nonsense, said an aging voice.
Who goes there? Who dares oppose me?
Barked the confused Specter Jr. Then Spike noticed who the graying monkey was. It was old Specter. Specter Sr. explains, I'm the one who made Spike's new gotcha net. Specter Sr. goes on. Monkeys should live in harmony with humans. I realized this when I was sent back to the amusement park. There were so many people there who were worried about my safety. There must be people who feel the same way about you, eh, little grandson? And hearing that, the white monkey returned to the future, because the future is where he belonged, because that is where people cared about him. The end. Okay, that is all the monkey fables. And on top of that, basically you get cutscenes. The movie theater shows all the cutscenes in the game, where basically you got Monkeys on Paradise, the beginning, meet Specter, the Escape at the Ape and You music video. I can just imagine Specter looking over. Pink sends this music video to Specter because she's just trying to woo him, and then Specter, he just looks at it with this terrified look. Why didn't you blink the entire time? You didn't blink once. You were just running at the camera. That's why Specter built his base on the moon, to get himself as far away from Pink Monkey as he could. But anyways, on that note, okay, we're gonna quit out because I'm gonna show off, because the last thing, as stated, if you hold down the L1 button and select New Game upon completing the game at least once, you basically get Spike mode, where you get to play as Spike. Spike's controls are the exact same as Jimmy's. However, there are a few key differences with Spike's story. For one thing, you start off with every gadget in the game. On top of that, just Spike's story is even more streamlined than Jimmy's, where basically there are no cutscenes. There's no cutscenes whatsoever. So basically, you just jump right into things. And on top of that, okay, how do you do this? Yeah, basically, if you hit the R1 button, you basically get a new monkey net. That basically is the water net. So yeah, this is a New Game Plus mode, essentially, where you're just able to just whiz right through the game. And no monkey is off the table.
Nice job.
Yeah, which it's kind of a shame though that basically that they watered down the story in the New Game Plus mode, because it would be interesting if they had it where basically where Spike and Specter had some special interaction basically during had a unique interaction before the final fight, you know, given their history. But anyways, oh, I forgot to show up the last thing.
Here you can save and load.
Yeah, Natalie can tell you all about saving and loading, even though in order to access Spike mode, you have to complete the game. Okay, so anyways, last thing is I'm going to show off the mini-games. Okay, I almost forgot about this.
Welcome home.
Yeah, welcome back from the alternate timeline. So anyways, after completing certain levels, you get a new monkey minigame. So anyways, let's go to Dance Monkey Dance. This one is essentially Dance Dance Revolution. I want to dance. Basically, in this game mode, you have two modes. Freestyle dance, which basically you can just play around with the controls, and dance normal. You only have one song. Wait, yeah. Yeah, come on. Okay, so basically this one involves basically Dance Dance Revolution, but with the control sticks. Okay, both up. Both down. Both right. Back in the day, I could not figure out this game to save my life. Yeah, if you do multiplayer, you can basically compete against each other, I believe. I'm kind of weird that they wouldn't play the Ninja Fortress theme here. Yeah, basically, let's see if there are other songs, but I don't think that there are other songs. Kind of weird that they would put a song list and have just one song. Okay, so apparently you can have there are multiple songs. I'm not going to be doing multiple songs. I'm just giving you a taste of the games. Okay, second game. We have Monkey Climber. I'm doing Monkey Climber before Monkey Soccer because, honestly, I hate this game. I can never do this game. It's essentially a convoluted climber game that I can never do. Basically, you have to spin the control sticks in order to basically move up.
You did your best.
Yeah, thanks for the pity, Natalie. No, I'm not trying again because this is how it goes for me every time I try this game. And I have done the rules. I know the rules where it's like alternate the controls, or you can use L1, R1 to move up. Ugh, it's just a mess. And finally, we have Monkey Soccer.
Let's play Monkey Soccer.
Let's play Monkey Soccer! Okay, basically, 5A's side, Monkey Soccer. Kick the ball against your opponents. Computer-controlled goalie. Select your team from the monkeys you have caught. Use the left analog stick for movement. Use the right analog stick to kick the ball. Slide but not position the ball. Combine high shots with running. Press the L1 button to chip the ball. Hold R1 to dash. Basically, passing the ball. Special balls. Okay. Striker, keeper. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's cool how you have all these different monkey kinds. Okay. Arthur, the invisible monkey. I wonder if there's a sort of league with this. Yeah, I'm just seeing what we have. Where's Tommy? Come on, they gotta have Tommy somewhere. Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy? Come on, how can they not have Tommy? Fine, we'll go with you. Okay. Oh, really? Where's Tommy? I want to put Tommy on. I'm not even gonna win this probably. Okay, let's see. Yeah, bring in Santa. Your boy in Santa. Oh, right, we already have you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we had Tommy, it would be too broken.
Begin. Throw in.
Zuka! Give my ball! Come on! Yeah!
Begin.
Come on! Come on, monkey!
Begin. Go, go, go.
Yeah! You know, that debate just to get for 2 minutes.
Begin.
Yeah, but this is a pretty fun one. Yeah! Go, monkey!
Throw in. Throw in. Throw in.
Come on, no! Come on! No! Don't be like Bo Jackson!
Go, go, go. Begin. Go, go, go.
Yeah! Go, let's ski!
Begin. Throw in. Throw in. Throw in.
Go! Go! Run, Santa! Run! Run, Santa! I think we're good.
Begin.
Yeah!
Throw in.
Yeah!
Begin.
Come on. Go, monkey! Run, Santa! Run, Papa! They hit Santa!
Throw in. Throw in.
Come on! Yeah! We took their 3-point goal!
Begin.
Defend it with your bodies! Yeah, we won this. Yeah, we won!
Time up. Player one wins.
We're getting out of here. We're getting out of here.
Soccer.
Okay. Anyways, on that note. Oh, one last thing. Basically, in all the levels, as you can see, I have tried to do some time trials. Basically, time trials involve you trying to get gold. This is how you get 100% in this game. Basically, you go through the stages, and you're trying to complete the minimum requirement of the monkeys. For example, in Liberty Island, catching 3 monkeys. And you're trying to do it as fast as humanly possible. So basically, there's a lot of path planning involved, where basically it's like, okay, I need to go and I need to basically handle the monkeys in one swift stream. Basically, you have all the gadgets that you have at the time, so you're going to want to do this when you have the game fully complete, especially for the bosses, since the magic punch will deal 2 damage to them as opposed to the stun club's 1 or the slingshot's 1.5. That's how I was able to get gold times for all these bosses, especially for Specter. Basically, just being able to do that within 3 minutes, and then 1 minute 30 seconds where I'm just spamming the slingshot on Specter. But anyways, on that note, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this video. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the first episode of my next Let's Play, which will be uploaded on the date list in the description of this video. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do as you want. Well, I'll see you next time. Bye.